This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm joined all the way from Champagne by none other than Cellar Master Alice Tétienne, who is joining us all the way from the house of Henriot. How are you today, Alice?
I'm good, thank you very much. It's raining today, but it's a good thing because we need water in the vineyard.
Superb, superb. Now, where are you speaking to us from today exactly?
I'm in the house named Les Aulnois. This is our location where we receive all the guests. We have offices here and we are in front of the vineyard. So it's an important place for us because we see the vineyard. We are not far away from the vineyard. So I'm in charge of the vineyard and the wine. So I'm in good place to see my team when I'm here.
Superb. Now, you joined the house in 2020, but
Yes.
Henriot has quite a history, as do many houses in Champagne, of course, but the history of Henriot goes back to 1808, I believe. Would you mind giving us a potted history of Henriot since 1808?
Yes, we are one of the most historical house in the landscape of Champagne. So we have more than 2 centuries of story behind us. So that's why we need to be always humble because we are a small piece in the story of the house of Henriot. Our story was born quite before 1808 because two families were really important in our life. I mean the Godino family, who was from the founder of the house, Apolline. She was Apolline Godino, and she met another family because she got married with a boy from the Henriot family. So we have two families very important. Godino family was a family very famous in Champagne because this family was in charge of the first wrote the first written things about the process in terms of viticulture and winemaking process in Champagne. So it's the beginning of what is the appellation today. And the Henriot family was in business. And Apolline Henriot, the founder, was a grower. So I think it's a beautiful blend between growing of the wine, between culture about the process, and between business parts. This house was born by a woman, the founder of the house. Woman is not something new in Champagne area. A lot of houses were founded by women. We have a lot of women in the process, in the industry of Champagne. So it's not something new. I'm a woman and it's not the subject for us, to be really honest. Apolline was a grower, so the notion of vineyard, the notion of viticulture was really important, and this is the essence of the house of Henriot. When she founded the house, she wanted to share the beauty of her vineyard, creating a champagne that is Henriot Brut Souverain, the most historical cuvée we have in our collection of champagne today. And she wanted to make her first creation by blend, because this is the story of Champagne area. In 1808, when she founded the house, blending exercise existed. So it was very important for her to respect this essence, this DNA of Champagne for her first creation with Henriot Brut Souverain. So this is how we gave birth to our collection of champagne. This is how we decided to do the craftsmanship of our cuvée by blend of years and cru. Of course, we developed our collection of champagne since this time, but
Yes.
this is the essence of what we are.
Now, historically, the wines of your house were predominantly Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Pinot Meunier was a more recent addition to that blend, right?
Yeah, that's true. In fact, at the foundation of the house, Apolline Henriot had a vineyard located in the north of Montagne de Reims, so a sector that is planted in Pinot Noir. And we have another period very important in our house, that is 1880. In 1880, the fourth generation of the Henriot family with Paul Henriot got married with another important girl in our house that was Marie Marguet. And Marie Marguet was a grower too, and she had a vineyard located in Côte des Blancs, planted in Chardonnay. And at this moment, the vineyard uniquely planted in Pinot Noir, uniquely from Montagne de Reims, became in majority planted in Chardonnay, in majority from Côte des Blancs. And since 1880, it's still the case the Chardonnay is major, Côte des Blancs is major. So I think 1880 quite defined what we are in terms of vineyard today.
Now, how would you describe the house style of Henriot? If you were to speak about an overarching philosophy, what is it that when you came on board in 2020, how was it impressed upon you what the house style was supposed to be?
Yeah. The most surprising for me and the most important for us is the story. The story defines the vineyards. So which location we have in our vineyard, which grape varieties. I mentioned the Pinot Noir, the Chardonnay, and the sector of Montagne de Reims and Côte des Blancs. Mm-hmm. There is no too much Meunier in Montagne de Reims and Côte des Blancs. This is why we don't have too many Meunier. We have around less than 10% of our vineyard that is planted in Meunier. And we have the philosophy of blend. Blend was in order to represent our whole vineyard through our champagne. I mean, Henriot Brut Souverain was the representation of the whole vineyard with 3 crus at the beginning, but we developed the vineyard since the foundation. So today we have 29 different crus. Henriot Brut Souverain is still the representation of the whole vineyard. That means in the actual blend of Brut Souverain, you have the 29 different crus in the blend. So this is very important to define the style, the signature of our champagne. In terms of aromatic profile, the objective of this philosophy is to have many different aromas in the blend, in the champagne we taste. We want to have many facets of personality of our vineyard when we taste the champagne. So we have a blend of different crus, we have blend of different reserve wines from last and past harvest, with the objective to have a lot of generosity. We want to make champagne with vibration. We want to offer something that offers pleasure, emotions. So when we drink a champagne of Henriot, we always have those parameters. We have other cuvées in our collection that always are about vineyard and story. I mean, Henriot Blanc de Blanc was born in 1880 with the new vineyard planted in Chardonnay, and we decided to make it with the same philosophy than Brut Souverain. I mean, it's a blend of cru, of year, and it's a blend of all the cru we have in our whole vineyard planted in Chardonnay. Then we have another important cuvée historically in our collection that is Hemera. Hemera was named in the past Cuvée des Enchanteleurs, but it's the same blend, the same philosophy. And this is the cuvée of the historical vineyard of the house. I mean the 6 founding cru of the house with the 3 cru from the foundation of the house and the 3 cru that was arrived in 1880. So we always have in our signature, in our profile of champagne, a story and a vineyard with an obsession of generosity and vibration when we taste the champagne.
Very cool, very cool. That's an extended answer there, if ever there were one. Thank you very much for that.
Add something, excuse me?
Yeah, of course.
You asked me what was my surprise. I think my biggest surprise was that the story important, and we have to perpetuate that. I'm just a small element in the life of our house, and the dimension of time, of legacy, of to pay tribute to something is really, really not an obsession. So we don't want to change things. We just need to adapt things with a word that changes in order to perpetuate. I think it's the DNA of houses of champagne because we have a very long story. So as I said, we need to be humble and to perpetuate this treasure